Hey everyone, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you enjoyed this content. Um, have you ever wondered how some classic anime scenes would hold up today? Let's dive into 10 shocking moments from Berserk that modern censorship would likely scrub C. Berserk is a journey into dark fantasy filled with haunting scenes that leave a lasting impact. Um, it's not for the faint of heart, and for good reason. The manga's intensity is part of its charm, but some scenes would face serious scrutiny if released today. Uh, a significant portion of Berserk's controversial content revolves around sexual themes. One early incident involves Guts, who at just 9 years old was sexually assaulted by a fellow mercenary. This trauma left him with a lifelong fear of physical touch, a fact that might be handled differently in today's media. Another scene features Griffith entering Princess Charlotte's chambers under the cover of night. The encounter is unsettling, and while it seemed consensual, it carries a problematic vibe of the military, and contemporary viewers might question the need for such a scene, given the story's broader themes. Speaking of controversial scenes, there's one involving Casca that uses menstruation for cheap laughs, and during a battle, she experiences dizziness and is pulled out of combat. The soldier's reaction to her menstrual cycle is awkward and unnecessary. It's a natural process, not a joke. Another scene depicts Casca as a vulnerable child, kind of saved by Griffith from a nobleman who intended to assault her. This meeting set a lopsided foundation for their relationship, and an alternative scenario might have made for a more balanced dynamic. In one of the most explicit scenes, Nina dealing with a sexually transmitted disease participates in orgy while her participation is voluntary. The level of detail might be too much for modern audiences. A more subtle approach could have conveyed her character development without crossing the line. Farnese, initially an adversary to Getz, is subjected to a terrifying encounter with an apostle. The threat of sexual assault is hinted at, adding to the horror. It's a powerful scene, but it feels overdone in today's context. And even scenes involving children like Shirk can be problematic. She accidentally slips out of the bath and collides with Guts, a nude and embarrassing moment. There were better ways to elicit laughter without resorting to such scenes. The imagery of the eclipse is graphic and vivid, with Griffith as Emto harming Tasca. This act was unnecessary, driven by his resentment. It led to the birth of the demon child, a plot point. It could have been introduced differently. The Kushan Empire, introduced as a formidable force, is often portrayed as a one-dimensional invading army. While the story does humanize some Kushans. A more nuanced portrayal would have added depth to their character. Finally, Wild, a ruthless apostle, goes too far with senseless violence, including the dismemberment of a village girl. These scenes don't significantly contribute to his character, and might be toned down in today's media. With that said, thanks for watching. And until next time,